My name is Pastrami, and I'm from Pastrami Realtors. Are you tired of living in them busy streets with all the set papers and the lights and pollution? We heard about that on the news, didn't we? Pollution. We'll talk about that later. So, I'm here to tell you about the new Suburbia. The new Suburbia is just like another new and improved Hooverville. No diseases, no nastiness, and no President Hoover, because who needs that piece of crap? He got on my last nerves, if I'm going to be honest with you, but children hated him. Anyway, so each house is at least $7,300. And you know what? Any man can afford that, but if you're a loser, you sure as heck cannot. Let me just tell you one more time, okay? I'm Pastrami from Pastrami Realtors, and if you want a decent house, you come on down to Pastrami Realtors. Now, before we end this commercial, I'm going to show you a house. Jerry, these are my wife. Apparently, next up is some show with some guy named Ed from Ed and Eddie, but that's like way in the future. We're not talking about this right now, guys. Okay? I'm sorry. So yep. Thanks for tuning in. Now you can go watch those useless women try to act like they can drive and have rights. See you later.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, live from New York, The Ed Sullivan Show. And now, here he is, Ed Sullivan.
Welcome back to the Ed Sullivan Show. I'm your host, Ed Sullivan. After last night's bit featuring Mr. Elvis Presley, tonight's show will not disappoint. Stay tuned to hear from the wives of the very famous Frank Sinatra, James Dean, and Elvis Presley. We asked the men first, but they could not make it, so here's the next best thing.
I'm Mrs. Priscilla Presley, the king of rock and roll's wife.
I'm the one and only James Dean's wife, Pierre.
And I'm the great Frank Sinatra's wife, Barb.
Welcome back to the show, ladies. First, let me ask, what is it like being the wife of such big stars? Do you feel more pressure?
Absolutely. I have to make sure the house is immaculate before James returns home. I just work and clean all day knowing that I get the best prize of all at the end of the day.
Oh, Mrs. Dean, you really give me the big tickle.
You got a nest for hair and birds are still a-chirping. Barbara, what's life like at home being married to someone like Frank Sinatra and all?
Well, some days are better than others. Being chrome-plated is no sweat, but slaving over a stove all day? No thanks.
Don't be such a wet rag, Barb. It's not that bad.
So you're telling me life at home consists of cooking and cleaning?
My husband's got their gig and we got our own.
Yeah, they go out getting their bread, but we stay at home and make our own. Makes sense?
Ah, I see. What else goes on in the life of a star's wife? Do you ladies ever feel like you're living in your husband's shadow?
Well, Ed, there's no other place I'd rather be. It comforts me to know that all his hard work during the day is worth it.
That's a good question. Even when all the cooking and cleaning doesn't seem to go right, I just remember that it takes two to make a family, and Frank and I are ready to go.
Oh, Barb, you're wild. You know, me and Elvis were talking about the same thing, but with the arms race, we had to hold off because he was drafted. Do you have any more questions, Ed?
Speaking of the U.S. military, tune back in tomorrow for a serious episode of the Ed Sullivan Show. We're going to talk more about the status of our arms race.
Hello, America. My name is... Hello?
I'm sorry.
Jerry, keep the camera straight. I hope you guys tune in, okay? And when you're ready, I'm ready, we're ready. Love is life. Everything's great. Ed Sullivan Show now.
Stay tuned to hear from the wives of every famous... Stay tuned to hear from the wives of every famous... Welcome back to the Ed Sullivan Show. I'm your host, Ed Sullivan. After tonight... Welcome to the show, ladies. Welcome to the show, ladies. Let me ask first. Oh my gosh. You got a nest for hair and the birds are still a-chirping. Barbara, what's life like at... Oh my... Do you ladies ever feel like you're living in your... I see. Oh man. I see. What else goes on in the life of...
I'm the one and only... And I'm the one...
I'm Mrs. Priscilla. I see him moving. Wait, no, he wasn't even doing anything. He was like... I'm Mrs. Priscilla Presley, the king of rock and roll's wife. I'm Mrs. Priscilla Presley, the king of rock and roll's wife. Well, Elvis Chris and I were talking about the same thing, but with the arms race and all. Wait.